Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to another Big Boy Builds video. This is part 2. If you haven't seen part 1, you can find the link in the description below. In this series, I showcase hero builds submitted by you guys. This isn't in competition. It's just another way to educate people on how to build certain heroes. I only picked 10 per video. I got about 99 builds submitted this time. There's a ton of builds that didn't make it in, but they will be considered for the future videos. Some people were wondering on what the criteria was to be part of the video. The build just has to be interesting or creative, just no cookie cutter builds. I'll show off cookie cutter builds only if the hero is underused. Some cookie cutter builds may get through only if I try to prove a point about something. Anyways, submissions this time were across many different platforms, so I'll use the appropriate icon next to the name in which they were submitted from. But enough of that, let's get started. First is Summer Tiki. It's the first time I've seen a Summer Tiki with an Emerald Axe. It's not like it's surprising because Tiki is not that fast and she's really bulky with decent resistance. So she's a pretty good candidate for Triangle Adept or a gem weapon, but most people would just keep her Melon Axe because it's one of the best axes. She has Guard and Defense Ploy. Guard is actually pretty good on her for some important matchups. I did some calculation and I believe without Guard, this Tiki will always lose to Advantage Hector in a one-on-one scenario. If Tiki initiates combat, she dies because of Hector's quick riposte effect. If she baits Hector on the enemy phase, then she wouldn't be able to kill off Hector on the following player phase because Hector will have his Bonfire Vantage ready to activate. So with Guard equipped, it prevents Hector from activating Bonfire. Instead, he'll just do a regular hit with Vantage, which will bring Tiki down to 4 HP. Then she can take him out afterwards. Because she has Emerald Axe, her obvious opponents are going to be blue units and some green units. Lance enemies do absolutely no damage to her. Here's some results. As you can see, there's a FE with Brave Lance and Death Blow that deals literally 0 damage to Tiki. Tana with Fire Sleep deals 0 as well. The two blue mages, Reinhardt and Lindy, don't deal that much damage to her either. If you want to, you could give her distant counter in the A slot and a attack seal. That way she would be able to bait and kill blue mages and even Ninos. Even if he faces a team filled with reds and greens, Tiki can still be used as a debuffer because she has Defense Ploy. Next is Angel Miranda's +6 merge regular Schita. Angel said that this Schita is a Reinhardt counter, and after checking the calculations, Angel wasn't lying. This Schita can bait and survive most Reinhardts under the right circumstances. Because this Schita has Home Flowers equipped, she's obviously used on a Fire Emblem team, and I'm assuming that her allies probably have at least one Fortified Flyers. So against the most powerful and strongest version of Reinhardt, +10 merge with Moonbow, Quick Impulse, and Home Cavalry buffs, and assuming that Schita is granted the buffs from Fortified Flyers, this Schita survives with just 4 HP and kills Reinhardt with a Glacis activation. Without Fortified Flyers, then she is a goner 100%. Most of the damage that is reduced is coming from that Deflect Magic 3 Sacred Seal. This goes to show how impactful these new Deflect Seals can be in the meta. You can slap on Deflect Magic 3 Sacred Seal to almost anybody and they can become a decent Reinhardt bait. Third is Autumn Leaf's Camus. Most players run Fury Vantage on their Camuses. Autumn's has Heavy Blade and Lancebreaker. This set is best used on the enemy phase considering that he has Distant Counter Weapon and Distant Defense 3 Sacred Seal. He can also be used on the player phase, but it won't be as good unless he attacks a Lance enemy. If Camus receives 4 to 5 Cavalry buffs, his defensive stats cap out at 43 defense and 29 resistance. Still not good enough to tank green mages, but he can tank some Raven Tone blue mages, and he should definitely be fine against red mages. As for archers, I think it's safe to say that he'll be okay considering that his defense will be at 43. All in all, just a cool set with great coverage. Next up is Brenda's Ira. Basically the default set except he gave her Distant Counter. Distant Counter Ira is pretty much Ryoma with better physical bulk, I believe. The only difference is that Ryoma is able to run defensive skills in the A slot like Distant Defense, Steady Breath, and many more. I'm sure she can still kill every green unit in the game even though she doesn't have an attack boosting A skill, which is not surprising. Ira has okay resistance and incredible speed, so she can become a decent magic check because most mages are only able to get one hit off on her. She's able to bait and kill Cecilia, Ninos, Julius, some red mages without buffs, and a lot of archers. Ira is just a crazy offensive unit. People ask me if minus attack or minus speed Iras are viable, and yeah, definitely. Most of her damage comes from her special anyways. Halfway done, next is Circus is in Town's Arthur. I think this was his last screenshot of Arthur before he took off Summoner support, so yeah, all you guys are going to get is a nut shot of Arthur. So there's a lot of things going on in this one build. This Arthur can't do much by himself, but he's a great support and tank. He's able to give units 2 spaces away, +1 attack and +4 speed with the combined effect from the floaty and dry speed 2. With Distant Defense 3, his resistance shoots up to 41 and he's able to tank a good amount of mages. After tanking, he should have enough HP to use the Escape Route 3. Then he can be used to finish off low enemies. Escape Route can also be used to teleport closer to allies so they can receive the buffs. Not a lot of players build Arthur, so seeing a +4 +5 merge Arthur is pretty neat. The 6th unit is Jamin vs Kane. The assist is reposition, and I think the special is Moonbow. The rest you can just tell by the icon. It's Fury 3, Wings of Mercy 3, and Home Cavalry. It's a simple build, but it's interesting just because it's Kane. People don't usually build these units that are considered top tier fodder units. If you guys didn't know, Kane is the best fodder unit to use for Wings of Mercy. Then again, he could have just summoned a 5-star Kane because he is part of the summoning pool. Anyways, Wodao and Moonbow are great pairs of skills. If the unit is able to double, then they can proc Moonbow on the second hit, which will deal 10 extra damage because of Wodao's effect. This Kane only has 37 speed with Fury, so he won't be able to double that many heroes unless he was a part of a Horse Emblem team where he can receive +6 attack and +6 speed from Home Cavalry. There will be some key targets that he won't be able to double, like Ryoma and Ira, so to improve those matchups you can consider giving him Swordbreaker. Also, I would recommend giving him speed +3 Sacred Seal because the most important thing about this set is doubling enemies. Next up is Osmar CGR's Bench Lord Alphonse. He has Zanbakuto, I think Reciprocal Aid, Bonfire, Fury, Quicker Post, and Threat and Defense. Most Alphonses are built for player phase because he comes out of the box with Death Blow 3, but his stats make sense for enemy phase build as well. He's slow, somewhat tanky, and has a lot of attack, so a Quicker Post set is definitely viable. This guy can kill most, if not all, cavalry units in the game. I've only checked calculations for Camus and Brave Roy, so if he can tank and kill those two guys off, then I'm certain that he can tank and kill the other melee cavaliers in the game, assuming that they don't have Swordbreaker equipped. Even Ira can't one-round KO this Alphonse. Ira deals about 46 total damage, and the 6 self-damage from Fury drops his HP down to 1. So yeah, it's pretty cool to see someone invest so much into Alphonse. He had to sacrifice a Gray for that Zanbakuto, and there's no question that Gray is a way better unit. Next is Perry, submitted by Phoenix Master 1. I'm putting a YouTube icon next to his name even though he didn't submit it through YouTube. Most of you guys probably know him, but just in case you don't and haven't come across his channel yet, he does great quality Fire Emblem Heroes content. Definitely check out his videos. Anyways, we got a +B- resistance Perry here with a somewhat cookie cutter build, I would say, but the fact that it's on a underused unit is the reason why she's here on this list. A lot of people overlook Perry. She actually has the second best offensive stats among Lance Cavaliers. The first is Oscar. Perry is just a resistance version of Oscar with 1 less speed. The strategy for this build is real simple. Use Ardent Sacrifice once, then she's in desperation range, and quad enemies on the player phase. Some of you guys might think Quick Impulse is better so that she can quad someone and activate Gale Force right away, but you gotta analyze deeper into this. She has Fortified Cavalry, so she's certainly used on a Horse Emblem team and receiving Home Cavalry buffs from someone else. She's just going to end up two-shotting most enemies. The only heroes she'll be quadding are red armor units and a few lance enemies. However, with Quick Impulse equipped, she could two-shot an enemy, then get Dance, two-shot another enemy, Gale Force activates, then two-shot a third enemy. All of that is kind of unnecessary though. I think the most surprising thing about this hero is that she's fully built and heavily invested with only 324 HM. Next up is Rumor's Kaguro. She has Silver Dagger instead of Poison Dagger. In the current meta, the infantry units that you'll see most nowadays are mages. There's still units like Ike, Ryoma, Dancers, and whatever. Even without Poison Dagger, this Kaguro can still one-shot most mages and archers. She can't one-shot Reinhardt or Brave Wind, but she can take them out safely in 2 rounds with the help from a Dancer. The Phantom Speed Seal will ensure that she can activate Wind Sweep against fast enemies. I would probably upgrade the seal to level 2 because 40 speed is not enough to activate Wind Sweep against a plus speed Fury Ryoma. The other option is to just make sure she receives some type of speed buff. But yeah, this Kaguro is great against many team comps. Even if she's facing a Armor Emblem team, she can still be used to debuff and chip with Silver Dagger and Savage Blow. Last hero, Sephiroth's Liquid Kyle's Narcian, or +5 Narcian I might add. I've seen a similar Narcian build in Arena except he had Emerald Axe instead of Sling Axe, Rip Armor Lolly. It's an enemy phase set because it has Quick Repose. It's a cool set on an underused unit. A lot of people just use this guy as Lancebreaker fodder. This Narcian is +5 merge, so I calculated matchups using +10 units. The strongest Reinhardt with Moonbow and Quick Impulse comes very close to killing this Narcian. Narcian survives with just 1 HP. Narcian also survives a standard Juliet and almost survives a Nino with +4/+4 buffs. And we aren't going to talk about the Lyn matchup because Narcian will obviously die because he's a flower class, so nothing he can really do about there. I love your dedication, keep it up, man. That's going to be it for Big Boy Builds Part 2. I want to try making this series a bi-weekly thing. I'm not going to take any submissions at this time. I'll let everyone know by writing a notice in the community tab on my YouTube channel or the announcements channel on my Discord. When it's time to submit, please make sure you're not sending in a cookie cutter build. If you don't know what a cookie cutter build is, It's just a build that lacks any creativity and is commonly used. Oh yeah, and the build has to be viable, of course. I won't be sharing something that doesn't work. So no meme builds. Lastly, I want to give a big thanks to everyone that submitted a hero. Thank you guys for participating. I want to know if you guys want me to continue doing this series. Let me know in the comments below. Also, let me know which build was your favorite. And if you haven't already, come join my Discord, follow my Twitter. The links are in the description. And subscribe if you want to see more Fire Emblem Heroes content. Thank you guys for watching. And I'll see you guys next time.